Alright guys, so, we're gonna hop into some Super Battle Road shenanigans. A lot of you guys have been asking me to kind of do this, like record some Super Battle Road, because I've been very sparing with it while it's been here. We're gonna hop in with a Super AGL team looking like this. I did a few attempts before this one. The video was pre-recorded, by the way. I'm doing post-commentary here. I definitely can beat it with this team, but there is like a lot of RNG that is factored into me actually being able to take this out, along with the right item usage. And honestly, it's that last stage when you run into Majin Buu and Babidi. They both have like 10 million HP. I don't know about Babidi. Babidi might have significantly less, but Majin Buu has like 10 million HP. So it's very difficult if you get that stage to actually make it through. Now, we're bringing Caulifla here. My Caulifla is actually now SA10, and she does also have full dupes. But I did not completely max her out. She's not rainbow or anything like that. See, this was very unfortunate right at the start right there, that we just missed the threshold for Whis' ability. So, obviously we have to burn an item early here. Had we just taken, like 1,000 more damage or 2,000 more damage, something like that, wouldn't have had to burn an item right here. But my Caulifla, I gave her 15 dodge. She's only about 30% in the dupe system. I gave her all abilities, so she has full abilities. She has 15 dodge. I think she has like 8 additional and like 6 crit, or like 9 crit and like 5 additional. So, some spread like that, but I did give her all of the dodge. So Caulifla, the amount of dodges she gets comparative to the amount of hits she takes is going to be a huge factor in clearing Super Battle Road, because she'll have turns where she will dodge literally everything, but as you guys can see, when she gets hit, she just takes absolutely ungodly amounts of damage. 60k from a normal is not great. Now, the other thing I can do, I finally have my Super Vegito to SA10 after going, so deep on the Christmas ban. I got tons of Elder Kais, so tons of units, Rose Goku Black, SDR Gogeta, Tech Gotenks, AGL Vegito, mainstay units that everyone, has at SA10 for months. I'm finally just getting around to it now, since my JP is relatively new. So Super Vegito obviously is going to be very big here. Now, I think if I had my own Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I could clear this easily without much RNG. So this right here, I remember this specifically. I was very frustrated that Raditz survived right there. Notice Raditz will be attacking in the first slot. So I put Vegeta there because it's like, even if I can't super with Vegeta, which I couldn't, a normal attack should kill him. But, taking one of those cheap hits right there from Raditz, where he has probably under 10,000 HP, is just no bueno. But if I had my own Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and I was capable of using him plus the friend Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I do believe I would clear this, because LR Trunks and Goten are not ideal for Super Battle Road. I'll get back to that, but here we go. So we have TAPION transforming into Hirudegarn. Very awesome, right? Well, I talked about this in my TAPION Awakening video, but TAPION is Super AGL. Hirudegarn is Extreme AGL. So you notice that Hirudegarn only has 3 fucking ki at the start here, because he counts as an Extreme AGL unit. That is a huge problem. As great, I thought Hirudegarn would be awesome for Super Battle Road, but you can't super with him. Even more so, if I had double Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta right here, then what would happen is Hirudegarn would be starting with fucking 2 ki. So you would need 10 ki to super with Hirudegarn, which you're just not really ever going to be able to do. That dramatically weakens this TAPION, because I thought one cool thing about him is he'd be a very good, very fun unit to use for Super Battle Road, but as you guys can see, he doesn't do jack shit. There's not much he can do besides buy you time. One thing I noticed is with this Super AGL team that I'm running here, it is very slow, but at the very least, because I'm pretty good at manipulating the rotations even in the Great Ape or Hirudegarn phase, I was able to set it up so we got the Whis heal right there. Now remember, Whis can get his passive off once per fight in Super Battle Road. So you can manipulate it to where Whis will heal you once in every fight here in Super Battle Road, which gives Extreme AGL, Super AGL, and Super Tech big advantages over the other types, because Darkness Toa for Extreme AGL, Whis for Super AGL, and the Icarus Kid Gohan for Super Tech, they all have that ability to heal you when your health goes below about 30% once per fight, which is absolutely gigantic, especially for Super AGL. So you pretty much can load up on just defensive items. Now, what I chose to go with, haven't really gotten a good chance to look at it, is Android 8, Princess Snake, because those both heal you, but they're very good defensive items as well. Ghost Usher and a Whis. A really amazing item to use is actually the Nurse Chi-Chi, but, you know, I have so few of them that I don't like to use them like that because they're such an overpowering item. What Nurse Chi-Chi does is it lowers enemy attack and defense by 74%, I believe, which basically means you won't take damage, and you do definitely a little extra damage to the enemies. Not as much as you would think, because the enemies on Super Battle Road, it's less about them having high defense and more about them they literally just cut like 30% of your damage off or something like that. It's not, lowering their defense doesn't factor in to doing as much extra damage as you might think. That's also one reason why, like, the additionals versus crits debate for units like LR Trunks and Gogeta, where people will say, yeah, Gogeta ignores type, but he does not ignore defense like crits do, so I still like to go crit on Gogeta. The problem is that enemy defense really does not factor in and prevent as much damage as people think. So, like, you do bypass the enemy defense with crit, but unless, you know, you're fighting like Broly or Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, the enemy's defense is not even really like such a significant factor. Now, one thing I was talking about before that we'll get back into. Also, the other thing about this Whis that is like really important is that Whis can stun. In this run in particular, I had several stuns go off that really benefited greatly. Because, I mean, the enemies just cut you up so much. Like, such ridiculous amounts of damage that even preventing like one turn's worth of damage is huge. Like, see right here, I chose to put Khalifa at the end there for two reasons. One is because, you know, obviously, you know, I could get out of the turn scot-free. She could dodge all the attacks and we're good right there. Plus, towards the end of these fights, I try and, if possible, yes, see, perfect right there. The dodge is super awesome. Because TAPION can reduce damage by 50%, but he still takes, you know, 77,000 from supers. So if you can dodge, that is a lot better. Now, I try, if possible, towards the end of these fights to get like Whis and TAPION on rotation so that going into the next fight, their abilities might trigger soon. Here, I didn't have that luxury of that because I thought LR Trunks and Goten, they could take down Vegeta, so I'd be able to move on to the next fight. Now, Trunks and Goten, they hit incredibly hard, but they take a lot of damage. Their defense is just not, it doesn't cut it in Super Battle Road. And then when you factor in the fact that you could get an extra 20% to all stats by having a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta leader instead, I would do that. If I had Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I would directly replace Trunks and Goten. I actually, now that I think about it, if I had Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, I might replace TAPION, but keep Trunks and Goten on the team. Because TAPION reduces damage, which is fine, so he's a better option than a lot of units. A big thing with him is obviously Hirudegarn. Like, Hirudegarn is kind of the main draw to him, but because of the fact that Hirudegarn is completely fucking nerfed. Yeah, right here, I got a notification that the power was getting low. The Note 8 gives you 1 when you get to 15% battery power. Actually, I should turn that off. I think you can turn that off, because even like when my iPhone is about to die, like I never get notifications like that. I can't remember, but I probably turned that off in the past. Now, this was a giant break right here. If you're going to beat Super Battle Road, you need shit like this to happen. So Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta attacks, does half of Goldo's health, gets an additional, a lucky additional, and then we one-shot him, completely removing him from the fight before he's able to do anything. That is the type of shit that you need to have happen to have a successful run here. Now, also, when you're in one of these fights right here, it is fucking imperative that you start from the right and go left, because the enemies on the right have lower health. Like we saw, Goldo, I believe, only had about 1 million HP. Ginyu probably has between 3 to 5 million HP. So if you will die, you will get cut the fuck up so fast if you just focus on that first unit, Ginyu right there. You just focus on him, all of his little minions will tear you to shreds. So that's why you start all the way on the right and work yourself back. Now, the only unfortunate thing is, yes, Ginyu, like the main unit, Ginyu, Turles, Cooler, Android 13, you know, I have not tried many villain teams in Super Battle Road, but I assume it would be units like Goku or Gohan would probably be like the main units all the way on the left. They always do the most damage, have the most health, and also get the most turns. So, if you guys will notice, when I am going through Super Battle Road like this, what I'll try and do is I'll actually have, like, my stunner, Whis, will go to stun, like, I'll aim it at Ginyu. Because, you know, if I'm going to get a stun off, like, I believe I'll do it right here. You know, I'm not going to get any value out of stunning, like, Birder at the end, because we're going to kill Birder quickly. But Ginyu at the start, that is big. Now, right here, I aimed at Ginyu because I was about to get my Dokkan attack so quickly. We're already getting the Dokkan attack here in the second fight, which is actually, it does work out quite well. It's a boon because, obviously, a Dokkan attack is an attack all. So what's going to happen here is we will kind of clear the field. Now, the other thing that is a shame, too, with this team is that the Super Saiyan 3 Goku is so powerful, but I don't have any dupes for him. Like that's the problem is, when I'm going through, when I summon on banners, like, I like to collect the, I like to get the new units, but I never really chase dupes. That's one reason I'm able to summon on basically, like, every banner that pops out, is because I'm not, like, it's like I get my Angel Golden Frieza, I'm like, alright, we're packing it in, boys, we did it, we're out of here. I'm not, continuing to summon to try and get dupes right there. So Whis takes a little bit of damage, but, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta doing the Dokkan attack is able to full heal us. So this right here, at this moment, I was confident that I was going to beat Super Battle Road for sure. Because we are about to make it out of the second fight with what? Have we used 2 items or 3 items? I actually can't remember off the top of my head, but we have not used very many items at all. And we're about to clear the second fight, because as long as Raccoon would not super right here, we'd be able to finish this turn taking like 0 damage sustained. And if you guys notice, I try my best to keep Trunks and Goten away from damage if possible. Like, Super Vegito is just so good here. Honestly, I could give him more orbs. I could fill out more of his potential system. As I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about doing that, because notice how Vegito is taking about 4,000 per hit right there. If I gave him some additional defensive potential orbs, we could lower that down to double digits. There's a lot of, like, just stats nodes in the grid that I can get from my Super Vegito. Since I'm so close to this, I really think I might try this. Now here, spoiler alert, this is not a winning run. And the reason we do not win is I have trouble here on Turles' stage. More thinking about it, I think ideally, if I was going to get a Dokkan attack, it would have been right here. Because we were already tearing through a lot of the Ginyu for us when I got that Dokkan attack. If I could be getting the Dokkan attack literally right here with Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta in the first slot, we could for sure kill the 2 on the right and do significant damage to the other 2 dudes. And then, Turles would probably still have about half health. But at that point, you know, we would be on our way quickly. But I get trapped in this fight for a long time. We are here for a long time. I'm not able to get rid of some of those units on the right fast enough before, like, the damage starts piling on too much here. And I just have to use too many defensive items, because that's the one issue with, you know, having these fights where there's, like, 5 dudes here is, you know, you can't survive, like, multiple supers in a round. Like, you're just, it's not gonna happen. Like, not with the Super AGL team we're rocking. Like, you know, obviously if you have, like, for Extreme AGL, you have Golden Frieza who could tank damage, or, you know, SDR, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. But, like, on AGL, like, if Super Vegito gets tagged with a super, you know, that's 160, 170,000 damage he takes. So, yeah, we've used 3 items to this point. Like, that is so good. This run was so good up to this point right here. To have beaten the first 2 battles with 3 items used, it's just, if only in that first rotation, if Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would have gotten a double super, like what happened before on the dude with armor that fights Yamcha, I actually don't know what his name is, we would have been sitting pretty. Also, another problem here is the key. The key is a little bit of an issue on this rotation. Not able to get a super with Super Vegito. We are able to get the Ultra Super with Trunks and Goten. So right here, I frequently am checking rotations because it's very important for me to see, like, where Tapion and Whis are at all times to kind of, like, play in. Like, at this point, I knew, you know, obviously Whis just healed us, so we're not going to be getting his heal again during this fight, but if we sustain enough damage, we could get Tapion. Or, not Tapion, we could get Hirudegarn. Now, I'm not really... I mean, even... I don't think... We didn't get a super attack with Hirudegarn in this run, but in a previous run that I had done, I did actually get a super attack with him, and he only did, like, 300,000 damage, too, I think. Not enough damage at all to really get this going. Even, look at that. My Super Vegito is only doing about 120,000 with crit counters. I guess that does sound about right. I'm used to the physical Vegito now who will do, you know, 500,000 damage plus counters. It's absolutely insane. Like, physical Vegito trivializes Super Battle Road. Now, okay, let's see what happens here. So, this is kind of the problem here. Like, Tapion is a little bit of dead weight. Like, his links are so bad that you can't really ever super with him. He's literally here just to knock off that 50% damage he could possibly take. That's the only reason we have him here. Because look at this. What the fuck am I supposed to do with his links? There's nothing. You can't get supers off easily with him like that. That's a little bit of a problem with AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku as well, but I mean, I guess the one difference between Tapion and that Goku is Tapion hits, or no, not Tapion. Goku hits like a monster when he gets his super off. Whereas our boy Tapion, not quite so much. Even when he does super, I think Tapion is only doing like 300,000 at most, and I do have him at SA10 as well. Alright, so yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we've already been in this fight. This one right here for, what, 4 or 5 rounds. And I'm sitting here, and I'm looking at it, and it's like, there's no way we're going to survive. Like, I have to use a defensive item here, or we're going to die. Because Turles is going to super one of the 500 fucking times he's attacking us here. I didn't want to do this. Like, the one good thing about Trunks and Goten is that they do have shocking speed, right? So, shocking speed is very common on this team. Caulifla's got it. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's got it. Whis has it. Trunks and Goten got it. Super Vegito has it. Like, really, there's no excuse for Tapion not to have shocking speed, now that I think about it. Like, that really would benefit him greatly. And, like, I don't ever get the gist that, like, a unit has to have been very fast in the show to get shocking speed. Like, because, let's be real, Goku and Krillin at the beginning of Dragon Ball, the very start of Dragon Ball, they are, like, faster than, like, normal humans. Like, they would be, like, faster than Usain Bolt at the start of the series. How much fucking stronger do they get, faster they get through the entire series. By the time we get to Raditz, Raditz would have the equivalent of shocking speed. Raditz can move faster than the speed of light because, hello, Piccolo with the Makaken Sapo Kakako, you know, the special beam cannon, shoots it at Raditz, you know, I don't want to call it point-blank range, but kind of point-blank range, and Raditz sidesteps that shit. So, I mean, you can't tell me that any Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, or Dragon Ball Super character, every single one of them can have shocking speed. No doubt about it. TAPION having it would be a huge plus for this particular like build of team that I'm running. See, the one thing is I wish there was some way that I could get supers with SSJ3 Goku more consistently, but you know, he's an over in a flash unit. That's just the way that is. Like, I feel like if I had a couple dupes for him, this might be easier. Now, I think this is one of the times... Did I get lucky and get a stun there? No, I didn't. Okay. So you guys notice how I did that. Like, when I get those supers with Whis, a lot of times I do like to prioritize the supers with Whis, and I'll always aim them at that first unit there. Because you hit him, he's stunned, and they're fucked. At that point, you could just, you know, tear apart the minions while you're bought time. Because, like, look at the map. Turles is hitting us 10 fucking times, and his little jabroni hits us once at the start. It's like, oh, Turles-chan, thank you so much for, you know, all of your love here. All right, I'm trying to, I think we still, I remember Turles still giving me a lot of trouble. Oh, yeah, that's, okay. I was going to say, I remember something bad happening right here. Is that asshole supering right there. That is probably the reason I wasn't able to have this be a winning run right there, honestly. Is that, like, basically cheap hit he gives us right there, because that is basically, like, the last attack he gets. If he had just done a normal instead, we would have been Gucci. But he's, like, on his way out the door, he's like, fuck you, bro. I thought I was dead here, but, you know, TAPION, he is able to cut damage in half by 50%, and just barely we survive to right here. And look at this. Very quickly, we've used, like, every single fucking item we've had fighting Turles here. Turles and his little cockboy minions tearing me to shreds. And every turn, it's like, any possible chance I get, like, I try and toss Khalifa in front of any hits, because, you know, she's just able to dodge at that high rate. I don't know how many extra dodges I get, like, per fight with the 15 dodge, because as you guys, you know, should know, ooh, we got the additional right here. Okay, that's very good. That does a significant amount of damage. Ooh! Alright, so it looks like Turles has about 2 million health then, huh? Because Vegeta did about, or maybe not even. Yeah, probably about 2 million health. Okay, and then we were able to get him out of here with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I forgot what my train of thought was before that, because I got distracted by that additional. But it's like, now we're going into the fight with fucking Majin Buu. I'm telling y'all, Buu in this fight has like 10 million, or it's like 5 million plus. He has at least 5 million health. I know this for a fact. So I'm sitting here like, great. We are just above the threshold for, well, no. Because what is it, 30% for Whis? So we're probably like, you know, 60,000, 50,000 health above the threshold for Whis. It's like, I have to use a Ghost Usher here. I have to. There's nothing I could do. There's no conceivable way I could survive this rotation. None. Oh, okay, actually there is. My Super Vegito does have 3 dodge. So if Buu would have supered him and Vegito dodged it, and then maybe Babidi would have super Vegito and he would have dodged it, we would have survived. So what I did right there, notice, was I said, alright, fuck this. No healing items. We're going to have to rely on Whis at this point. So that's why I aimed the stun at Majin Buu. Because we just have to try and survive until I could take Babidi out. And really, when I was sitting here doing this, I was thinking the only conceivable way I could get this at this point is I'm going to have to just try and stall as much as possible. And hopefully, maybe just try and get orbs and get a second Dokkan attack. But I mean, I don't even know if it's possible to get 2 Dokkan attacks in Super Battle Road, because like the second time the bar is filling up, it just feels like it's going up so. So see, look at that. So we did get the stun on Boo. I remember I fucked up right here. I didn't realize I had the stun on Boo. I probably, yeah, if I had realized that Boo was stunned right here, I would not have put TAPION in the 3rd slot. Because I was thinking like, alright, well, Khalifa's gonna have to do her thing right here and dodge 500 fucking times. I believe she does dodge Babidi, but now I'm not gonna be able to get the Hirudegarn transformation, which was a big thing. So we did, what, 800,000 before the Babidi? And that was about 1/3, so he probably has somewhere around 2.5 to 3 million health. Like, that's the problem with this last stage. It's very difficult. I don't know what would be easier here. Either this 2 enemy one, Boo and Babidi, where Boo is just like an everlasting tank, or if it's like harder to get like Cell at the end here. I think you can get Cell, you can get Bojack, or you can get Boo. Cell and Bojack obviously both have 5 units, which makes it very difficult, but if you do this 2-unit variant, like, one, you know, big benefit to us so far is we've gotten the stun on Boo. So, like, you know, you could basically take out, like, you see that Babidi attacks, like, twice, and then Boo attacks, like, 10 fucking times across the entire field here. Now, I remember what happened here. I believe Whis actually gets the stun again, leading me to the next turn, and I think that there's something coming up here that if it happened, I think I might have been able to clutch this out. But notice, so boom, Whis hits, we got the stun again, back-to-back stuns on Boo. Now, at this point, it's like, okay, you know, I sense that Dokkan meter's starting to get pretty full. You know, we're gonna get Hirudegarn next turn. You know, maybe there's some luck here. But I needed Khalifa to dodge both Babidi attacks right here, because Babidi's gonna do 60k to Khalifa, and Khalifa doesn't dodge the first one, and that's GG. So, guys, I think I could beat it with AGL. I'm gonna try. We're gonna get back to it. But this is gonna show right here why TAPION, unfortunately, is not so great for Battle Road.